Welcome to PetitionSafe.com. We're here to introduce you to our petitions. Our electronic signature gathering petition obviously fits well with the name Petition Safe. The process of putting it on paper is quite cumbersome. If you think about the COVID lockdowns, the ideal of circulating petitions in front of grocery stores, our ability to campaign and do elections can be entirely shut down based on an outbreak such as a COVID outbreak. We witnessed it all firsthand. Many of our campaigns were shut down. This proposal here is special because it allows for the petition process to be done in a completely safe manner, directly with the Secretary of State. We've had the ability to sign things and do things electronically since the mid-90s. And for some reason, this particular part of the process, our ability to participate in the election system, has never been updated. It's never been modernized. And so this particular petition allows for electronic signature gathering to happen. And so the catch-22 here is we have to use the pen and paper system to fix the pen and paper system and make it so that our electronic signature can be deemed affixed and treated as our pen and paper signature as we access these proposals on the Secretary of State's website. Anyways, here's the proposal itself. You can see that it's already printed out on paper, and what is key to note here is the way that this thing gets printed. It has to have a 1-inch legal margin at the top. And we had so much language here to fit on the proposal, it's very, very tight to fit in. So what we have is a 1/4-inch margin all the way around onto the bottom. Okay, so the proposal has to fit on a legal 8.5 by 14 sheet of paper. It has to be 20-pound paper minimum. And so this is 20-pound basic sheet of paper that you can purchase and run through your own printer. And this particular petition has to be printed front to back. Okay, so this is the back side, and you can see it has the exact same 1-inch margin. It has the exact same 1/4-inch margin all the way around. And it's important to know, and when I printed these up on my own personal printer, that you have to have this fit to the actual size. If you print to anything else, it will shrink the margins, and so we can't have that. Legally, it has to be exactly like this on both sides. And so if you have to refeed this into your printer, okay, if it doesn't just automatically print both sides for you, some printers don't, you have to take it out and refeed it in on the back. You have to reset the printer settings to the actual size. Okay, so it's just black and white. This is a very difficult process. So the recommendation is actually to take it to a print shop and have them print it up and make sure that they print it up on actual size from the PDF off of the PetitionSafe.com website. So as you go through, you can see the body of the proposal. The title and summary and the fiscal impact is all at the top here. And then the actual body of the legal directives that we're proposing is to follow. When we get to the back side, you see the exact same title and summary. And then you see the remainder of the body of the legal directives. And so you have a right to see top funders. At this particular juncture, we don't have any top funders, but hopefully that will change when they do. We will have top funder sheets available, updated, and ready to distribute and make sure that everybody has an ongoing list of our top funders. Anyways, the next piece, if you come down and as you're reading through, I'm not a paid circulator, right? I'm an average citizen, and I'm circulating this proposal. So the public has a right to know if you're a paid circulator or not. And so when people are asking if you're a volunteer, you can tell them you're a volunteer. But if you're a paid circulator, by law, you have to tell them that you're a paid circulator. So then you go down to, basically it's time to fill out this petition. There's really not a whole lot to it. If you like our proposal, this particular proposal makes it so that you don't have to stand out in front of grocery stores anymore. It makes it so that the average citizen can now participate in our state given right to use initiative, referendum, and recall petition proposals. And so right now, it's a very costly system. It's a very cumbersome system. And because our population is so vast, so large, it makes it almost impossible for anybody to get these signatures and get this job done, making it so that our initiative, referendum, and recall processes literally do not serve the average citizen. It really only serves those special interest groups that can afford to use the system. The system's designed, if you read Article 2, Section 1 of the California State Constitution, it's designed to serve us all. And this proposal makes it so that it actually does serve us all by simply making electronic signature gathering legal. So that's the goal. We want to turn on our ability to represent ourselves. We want to be able to hold our elected officials accountable. And this petition allows that to happen. So if you want to make it real simple, you just let it be known that this petition makes it so that I don't have to bug people out in front of the grocery store anymore. I can actually do it in a safe, secure environment and directly with the Secretary of State. And so that's what we're after. Now, to introduce the more technical aspect, every voter is registered to vote within their county. And that's how it's registered and recognized with the state. And so if I'm to fill out a petition, the very first thing, and I recommend that everybody reads the instructions, okay? There's instructions underneath each section that needs to be filled out. The first part is the county that I'm registered to vote in. Okay, so if I'm going to put the county, I'm just going to use a random, I'll be a random voter here. I'll just say I'm registered to vote in Sacramento County. Okay, so that section's done. Okay, make sure that you use blue or black ink. There's no other ink that the state accepts, so please don't waste the petition, don't waste your time, and make sure that it's done in blue or black ink only. And then you go to the next section, right? So clearly print full name as registered to vote, include your middle initial. So if I print my name, John J. Hancock, and my physical address only. I can't use a P.O. box, okay, and no abbreviations, so I can't go AVE dot, okay. So here I want to go 1, 2, 3 Easy Street, okay, and I want to make sure that I don't write past this line or into this space. This has to remain completely empty. So that's for state use and how they do their tabulations and calculations and verify information that we present here as registered voters. Okay, so we want to make sure our writing's legible, that we can see it. If they can't read your handwriting, you might have somebody else, or try at this section to write it again. John J. Hancock. Okay, so if I do this again, that gives whoever's validating these, it gives them another opportunity to find you in their system based on how this is spelled. Okay, so if anything doesn't seem legible to you or based on your writing, you can always clear it up in this space here. Okay, so now I need to actually sign. So okay, so there's my signature. Okay, so now that I've signed, I want to go ahead and put the city that I'm registered to vote. So the city that I'm registered to vote, I would say Sacramento 95682. And so now that I have this section done, the next section, okay, most petitions, they will have 20 signature spaces, okay? And a signature gatherer can go ahead and witness every one of those signatures, and at the end, they're going to declare that they witnessed all of those signatures, okay? And that they're all legally verified and valid based on what they witnessed. So in California now, what we have is the ability for a circulator to sign their own petition. So here I am, a registered voter. I filled out my portion, right? But I actually can witness my own petition, okay? So that means that each individual voter can fill out this entire form without any extra help. And if a circulator wants to witness this, then they would put their information in here. But I'm not using a circulator. I'm just an average regular voter. I printed this up. I want to take care of getting this done. So I'm going to go ahead and print my name. Okay, again, using blue or black ink. I'm going to put my full name and include my middle initial. So I'm going to do the same thing. John J. Hancock. Okay, so I got special notes. Again, please read all the small print here. All sections of this thing has to be filled out in your own hand, the circulator's own hand, okay? So if you're your own circulator, it's all your own writing. You can't type this up. You can't go and fill out this, on a PDF and print it out that way. It has to be all handwritten. So, the residents, again, we've already got, so we're just going to repeat where we're registered to vote. If you're not sure about where you're registered to vote, it's real simple. Just go to the state voter registration website and you can look up your voter registration status. Very, very simple to do online, or you can call them and just make sure that you are current on your voter registration status. If you've been married or changed anything, you need the most current information. If you're, and it's not necessarily, what you have on your driver's license. So make sure that it's actually what the state has listed for you. So 123 Easy Street. So, and we want Sacramento. And you need to put in the whole address here, okay? Because they circulators can circulate from anywhere, and they could be this is the circulator's actual physical address. But again, we're acting as our own circulator, so it's just our own information. But this section requires state and zip as well. So again, no PO boxes, right? So California registered voters and everybody involved in this, we can't be using our PO boxes. The state doesn't recognize PO box as legitimate voter addresses. And so same goes for the circulator. It has to be your physical address. Okay, and then as we go down, basically you're attesting to when you did this. So today is the 7th of September, and so I'm going to put the month is September, the day is 7th, and 2023, and it's also completed on this date, so 9/7/2023. Now, if I was circulating and I was collecting signatures over a period of time and I had multiple signatures, then it would be a difference in dates. So because we're only using one single signature on a sheet of paper, and there's lots of reasons why we're in this format, because really we don't fit, we can't get much more on this sheet of paper, but that's when we would use. So all of our dates should be basically the same date here, front to back, okay? So now we can go down and we can say that this is all executed. I'm just going to go ahead and finish this thing. It's the same day. So it's executed on the 9th month, 7th day, 2023. And where am I currently standing is I'm in Sacramento, okay, county. And then I need to sign it again, okay? Okay, so this is a completed petition. It's no more simple, no more difficult. The printing is probably the most challenging to make sure that we get the margins and everything correct. And again, this has to all be checked off. So we need to make sure there's no other writing, there's no other information on this. This, as long as you're a valid registered voter, this is legal and this will count. So that's our goal. Once we get to this place, then it's all a matter of getting it back to the campaign, and you're not allowed to turn these in on your own. They have to come back to the Petition Safe campaign, and we turn them in a very special legal way. So anyways, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out and contact us. Otherwise, this is the electronic signature gathering proposal. The next proposal that we're running is a very cool proposal that allows us to modernize our landfills. California's got overflowing landfills, and they don't have a way to stop the methane gas from having its effects on our environment. And so regardless of where people are at with it, we have a garbage problem. And so this particular proposal has a unique group that has showed up with technology to allow us to fix that problem. And they've also come up with a unique funding mechanism that allows us to help pay for it. The funding mechanism turns on the carbon credit system, tokenizes the overall yield from the carbon credit offsets. And with those funds, we also would like to help fund children's education and school accounts that we create independently with the Secretary of State, so that we can now create educational opportunities for kids in local municipalities that are serviced by each landfill. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into these proposals. These are proposals that are being brought to us to solve problems here in California. The state doesn't have solid answers for providing the much needed funding that our kids require to go to college, or the lack of funding that kids have in our educational system is still pretty prevalent, despite funds like the California lottery, maybe $145 per kid per year we get out of that. We need additional funding mechanisms. And so, yes, this is a private consortium of businesses, and they have proprietary technology that will allow California to achieve some funding goals for our kids' higher education. But they also eliminate the methane gas and modernize the landfills in a way that makes these unique things happen. It doesn't happen. We can't afford to pay for these technologies, and we can't generate these kinds of additional fund opportunities for our kids without these two things coming together. So they're kind of uniquely tied together, and this group is uniquely designed to, and they've come together uniquely capable of managing this operation, and they want to provide it to California citizens first. So here it is. This is the proposal. So anyways, this proposal, if you flip it over, it's got the same components. You can see the title and summary, and again, the body of the language, the conclusion of the body of the legal directives. Again, it's all very tight, but all the language that we're proposing is in the body of this on the petition. So we come down, and it's the exact same section that you see that we've already filled out. And again, you would just repeat this for the second petition, and you would fill out the county that you're actually registered to vote. You would print your name. You would put your address, not writing into this box, and you're going to sign it as you're registered to vote with your middle initial. And again, remember, no abbreviations. Okay, I can't put SAC dot. Okay, that doesn't work. So the full name, Sacramento, is where I'm registered to vote, and the zip code. And then again, I would just simply fill this out. Now I've done my part. We're looking to get 1 million signatures on pen and paper. The ideal is that we wouldn't have to do it this way anymore. Okay, the organization and the ability to process this is getting further and further out of reach, and ideals like this are proposals. Okay, they have a safety mechanism called ballot voting. They have to go on a ballot, and that's where all of these topics get debated, and we decide as registered voters what we actually want out of these things. If we decide yes, they become law. And that means that we have the opportunity to use these processes to bypass our elected officials and make laws happen. So if you have any questions, thank you. I appreciate your time. And any questions, again, get a hold of us. Thank you.